folks, and welcome to Podcast 1, Session 2. I am your host, Christian Ross, and just basically trying this out. And it's going to be a weekly program. I'm going to do it a few days a week. Dates will be announced later on the week. I am getting the site up and running, so you guys will know the dates that I will have up there so very, very soon. If you haven't heard Podcast 1, it's very interesting. There's two parts to it. It's called Vince Russo versus the World. And it's really, really cool. And I go in depth because I go to Q&As all over the world. I'm an ex-performer wrestler. And there's questions that I asked Eric Bischoff for me, pertaining to JBL about Vince Russo, and I want to call him out on that. And he says he's a man of his word, and if anybody has anything to say, that he's going to actually bring them on his show live, Vince Russo brand, and do a live one-on-one podcast for the world. So I represent the masses at this point, and we're going to dig a little bit deep. Um, Might be a little bit stringent in that area over there in Colorado when me and Vince Russo actually go live. But to say the least, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and the WrestleMania build-up has been weaker than the past couple years. And it's weird because you wouldn't know that they're trying to break an attendance record, which brings me to the WrestleMania 32 card today. Um, I'm going to start off with the undercard today. The undercard that people care about at least. I'm going to start off with New Day. Uh, they're facing the League of Nations. The League of Nations are consisted of ex former main eventers, ex former world champions, and they're just thrown together in a group because creative simply has nothing to do with these guys at all. And they're thrown against the New Day, who's a super over tag team. As heels, they were getting cheered. They were coming out doing some funny, cool stuff. Now it's just over the top, and nobody really cares about it. And they're going face, so it's going to be really bad. And I'm going to wind up splitting these guys up, which sucks. It's just, once again, another problem with creative, and I'll get there soon as being a writer. There's a lot of different things I would do with that, and intriguing things I would do with that to make that tag team super over. Far as WrestleMania though, the card, there's a lot of cool things I could do because I have a lot of people booked for the show. For example, I have Shawn Michaels booked for the show. We're in Texas. Shawn Michaels, I have for the show. I can plug him in early. I can plug him in late. I can plug him in there. As I'm going to do on all these podcasts, I'm going to do my predictions, and then I'm going to do how would I book it if I'm writing. So, my prediction they're going to do with Shawn Michaels is because being that this is the last run Raw until WrestleMania, I don't think that they're going to throw a wrench in it and throw Shawn Michaels in as the referee. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's just too soon. I mean, it's too late to do that, and I don't think that's going to happen. What I think is going to happen, I think he's going to play a part in the match, similar to what he did last year with the NWO. Whether he super kicks him or gets involved in some type of way, and he's going to have a backstage promo, and I think that's it. What they're going to do with Michaels. How would I book Shawn Michaels? I have him in Texas. So how would I book Shawn Michaels? Absolutely, I would have built this up, and I would have built him with the Authority, and I would have got Triple H moreover, and it'll look like all the deck is stacked against Roman Reigns. Yes, to build up this match a lot better than the way you're building it up. Now, if you have Shawn Michaels in the corner of Hunter, you have The Rock in the corner of Roman, which builds up this massive main event where it looks like Hunter and Shawn versus The Rock and Roman Reigns. That's a match now that I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see if Shawn's going to kick Rock. I want to see if Shawn's going to kick the head off of Roman. I want to see if The Rock is going to rock bottom everybody. I want to see if he's going to stay loyal. I want to see if Roman Reigns, how he's going to react. Now I'm intrigued with the match, and now I'm interested in the match. Stone Cold Steve Austin is another name you guys got. Um, that's going to be there. What would I do with Stone Cold Steve Austin? Well, there are several things I could do with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Um, but how I would handle Stone Cold Steve Austin is I would get him involved in the Hell in the Cell match. One, because it's the biggest match on the card, it's the main event, and what often involved in there is going to be crazy, crazy stuff going on during that match with Shane. You know, it's going to be a spot fest. So you have Austin as a special guest referee. There's no rules in the match. You have Austin as the referee, um, and you know Shane's going to have a lot of run-ins. Like Mean Street Posse, I believe, is going to be there as a run-in. You possibly have Sting for that weekend. So you in the dream match has always been Sting versus the Undertaker. Utilize Sting in that match. Have the lights go off. Have Sting pop up there, hit Undertaker. Maybe Austin stuns him. The crowd goes crazy. You don't know, but you keep the swerves going. You keep the fans involved in there. Um, that's how you do it. But it just seems like this build isn't quite the build. The other match on the card is I want to talk about is Dean Ambrose and Brock the Beast Lesnar. Um, you've seen vignettes with Foley handing over the bat, and you've seen vignettes with Chainsaw Charlie handing over the chainsaw. What you want to do on this Raw is you want to add one more person to the loop. Um, I don't have a clue who you would, but you want to book them three people to get involved in that match. One, because it's going to build more hype. People want to see them, and it's going to make WrestleMania that much better if something like that would happen. It's just going to be intriguing. And Foley's down for one more big spot. Chainsaw Charlie just doesn't feel pain. Dean Ambrose is going to go balls to the wall. Brock Lesnar is just a beast. And the slate of beasts, you're going to need everything in the kitchen sink for it. Um, so that brings me to this final Raw, too, as well. This final Raw is. The last couple Raws have been horrible, and there's one in my hometown, Philly, that I didn't even bother going to just because there wasn't people that was booked on the card that I liked. Wanted to see Undertaker wasn't on the card and Shane, and I just thought it was weird 2 weeks before WrestleMania that you don't have them guys on the card. So that really, really got to me. But this week you gotta go balls to the wall. You gotta go all out. You gotta have Shane. You gotta have Vince. You gotta have Taker. Hopefully you get Shawn. Maybe you get Austin. And you just go full out for the 3 hours, and you go crazy. And you pipe every match up to the fullest that it can be, and you rock out that way. That's the only way you can do it. Um, it's the only way you really can do it. Which brings me to going home in Dallas. A buddy of mine just called me up, and I am now going to be in Dallas from Friday until Monday. I'm going to try to make it to WrestleMania, but if not, I'm going to do a couple events, access, and a couple other things down there, and maybe do a live podcast while I am down there. One of the reasons why my buddy got me going down there because Vince Russo hasn't responded to my video yet. Maybe I can run into Vince Russo down there and we can do something live, Vince. So if you're down, or if you even have time for that, Vince, once again, I'm issuing you a challenge, Vince, and I'm going to keep coming at you, buddy, until you respond. This is challenge number 2, Vince. And I know you're going to see this. You got a lot of buddies that or buddies of mine as well. So Vince Russo, I just want to call you out and see if you're a man of your word, man. I respect you. I wish you were one of the writers now because I love the Attitude Era. You said you were working hand in hand with Vince, and there's just questions, and I speak for the masses on this one that people want to know, and people want you to answer it correctly, and you're not going to dance around the situation. So Vince Russo, will you accept my challenge? And let's get this set up because I think people want to do it. I want to see if Eric Bischoff was right. Bischoff was somebody I idolize. I love Bischoff. I love the style. I love his cockiness when he's on top. I think Bischoff is a very intelligent man. Um, but everybody's entitled to their own opinions, right? So that's my opinion. Um, so WrestleMania 32, I'm gonna go with my final predictions. This will probably be the last time I talk about WrestleMania on this podcast going into it, unless I do one right before it. Um, just gonna give you a quick rundown. Brock Lesnar goes over. I think the Wyatt family comes out in this match. I think that's where you utilize the Wyatts at. Um, Somehow Brock overcomes that at the time and still wins. because it sucks that Bray's not on the card. He's one of my favorite wrestlers in the business right now. Favorite characters, and sucks what they're doing with him. Undertaker goes over. I mean, Shane's just back for filler. Roman Reigns the obvious choice, the obvious win. It's gonna be cool to see how he wins. Hopefully, New Day loses because the belts aren't on the line, so that proves right there they're losing. I heard Rocky might get into that match. Who knows? I would love to see a 4-on-4 promoted this week because that would make WrestleMania that much better. The Rock and New Day versus them guys. The Rock on the card wrestling would just get over. Make it happen. You got Sting for that weekend. You got to do something physical with Sting in WrestleMania. You got him. Use him physically. You got Austin. Do something physical with Stone Cold. You got Michaels. Physical with Michaels. You got Foley. Physical with Foley. And we want to see this happen because we're the fans, we're the masses. We want to see this happen. So, I get myself all worked up. But I'm excited just because it's around the corner. And I love wrestling. But to tell you the truth, I'm a little bit more excited for NXT next Friday. And I might do a podcast on that after the show with a buddy of mine, too. So, yeah, looking forward to it. I am going to be doing a podcast on another show. I'm going to be unleashing two never before things said about Vince Russo to the wrestling world this week. And it will get to Vince. And Vince will respond to it. And it's pretty serious stuff. So, Vince Russo, if you're a man of your word, Vince Russo, you want to challenge Christian Ross, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. I'm going to be everybody's favorite writer pretty soon. I am the man that I say I am. I am the total package. I am what this business has been missing. Vince Russo, I'm challenging you, Vince. See you soon. Maybe see you in Dallas, buddy. Enjoy, man. You guys, hope you guys like podcasts too. There will be more stuff like this coming soon. So I just hope you guys enjoy it. I will have some interesting things to talk about later. But goodbye. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you soon.